This is the first in a series of videos that will discuss how to transform a traditional class to an online or e-learning class. This series of videos is unique from what you would see on YouTube because it is specific for Dawson teachers and will only use tools and resources that are available to Dawson teachers and the classroom and equipment types that would enhance the e-learning pedagogy. This short video will address e-learning terminology such as asynchronous and synchronous, blended, hybrid, and fully online. And during this series of videos, I will discuss how to mix active learning techniques with e-learning and PowerPoint tips and video making best practices. There are two main categories of online learning at Dawson College. The first is the synchronous online class, and that is where Dawson will schedule the class, for example, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the teachers and the students will log on to a web platform and meet live at 4 o'clock at the scheduled time. All interaction is live, the conversations and the teaching is live. The second type of online learning is called asynchronous, and that is where the teacher will prepare the class in advance and the students will have time anytime during the week to follow the class and do the assignment. Within asynchronous, there are two main categories. The first is the Moodle asynchronous class, and that is where the teacher posts the readings and the assignments and the students submit their assignments through the Moodle platform. The second type of asynchronous is the video class, and that is where the teacher prepares the video in advance and assigns the video with work for the student to do during the week. Also, two other terminology that are important is fully online or hybrid online. So fully online means that all the classes are online except class tests and exams, which according to Dawson policy must be held in the physical classroom in Dawson College. The hybrid online is more fluid, and it means that the teacher has some of their course online and some of their course will be held in the physical classroom at Dawson College. Synchronous classes are live. Dawson teachers use either VIA, Adobe Connect, or Big Blue Button web platforms. The Big Blue Button is available in Moodle, but it currently does not have all the functionality of Adobe Connect and VIA. VIA is used by the French program because it has menus in French and that fits their program offerings. I have used Adobe Connect for my live classes, and everything that I do in the physical classroom, I can do in Adobe Connect. I can show videos, write on a board, use Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, and PDF documents to explain concepts to the students. An advantage of Adobe Connect over the traditional classroom is that I can ask polling questions. In the traditional classroom, when I ask a question, it's typically the same small group of students who answer the questions. In the synchronous online class, when I ask a polling question, the majority of the class will answer, and that will be their participation mark. Another advantage of online synchronous classes is that I have a chat box where students can ask a question without interrupting me, and they can ask it instantly while the question is still in their mind. Often, another student will answer in the chat box the question, so I don't have to interrupt the concept that I am trying to explain. I can also record the class so that if students miss the class or they have ESL issues, they can watch the class later. But of course, they can't answer the polling questions. And there have been several instances where students were on a medical leave, but were able to keep up with the class by watching the videos, the recorded classes. And we have also had examples of students who have had to go home overseas for a month during the semester, and they attended the class online through the internet. I generally do not use a webcam. I just put a picture of myself in the corner of the online class because I find webcams use too much bandwidth. And for some students who do not have a good internet or fast internet, the class becomes choppy for them. But As a teacher, that's your decision. This is an example of an asynchronous Moodle course, and in this case, the students communicate with the teacher primarily through the Moodle homepage. So for an example, here's a reading that the students must do, and then there is a sample PowerPoint that they can download. Sometimes there will be a journal that they will write their thoughts on what they've just learned. There will be an accounting assignment where they will do work related to the reading and submit it to the teacher. And then there's an accounting forum for the students to discuss items that they have just learned, topics they have just learned. So this is an example of an asynchronous Moodle learning where the interaction with the teacher is through this Moodle page. The asynchronous video online learning has a Moodle homepage that looks similar to the previous Moodle online courses, but the big difference is that it has a section called video classes, and each week the student clicks on the link and watches the video, and at the same time goes back and forth between watching the video and doing the online homework or answering the questions embedded in the video. The student can watch it at their own schedule and at their own pace on their phone, tablet, or computer. So often students do not watch the video continuously or do the whole class in one sitting. They do 5 minutes of video, try an online problem. If they can't get the problem correct, because when it's online they are given feedback immediately whether they are right or wrong, they will come back and watch the video and try it again. Here's an example of questions embedded in the video. You can have multiple choice, true, false, drag and drop, short answer questions, and so on, which will be covered in later videos. You can also use problems provided by the publisher. Most publishers today will have algorithmic problems, so each student will get the same problem with different numbers. You can also create your own online problems in Moodle, which I have done, but I recommend it's more feasible to try and find a textbook with the proper level of problems for your students. When I use asynchronous video classes or flipped learning, I have found it very useful to combine it with the collaborative active learning smart room. So my course works like this. I give a video with online homework, which the students must do, and then the following class they come into this classroom and I assign much higher level online problems for the students to work in groups. The advantage for me is that I can see instantly as I stand in the room which groups of students are struggling so I can help them. And for the students who have understood the concept, they get instant feedback that they are able to do these much higher level or more difficult problems. This combination is very strong in reinforcing the learning of the flipped video classes. I just want to contrast what I've said about online classes with the traditional classroom. In a traditional classroom, the teachers have the expert knowledge and they determine what will be covered in class, what activities will be covered, and the homework. So the students will listen to the teacher for 1.5 to 2 hours, and then they will go home to do their homework, but there will be a time delay between hearing and doing. Then, after they've done the homework, there will be a time delay between doing the homework and having it reviewed by the teacher. This has been the traditional class structure for the last 100 years. And technology has not significantly impacted it. Yes, we use PowerPoints instead of overhead slides, and we use Word and Excel to explain problems, but the basic structure of the traditional class has not changed. Today, technology is very fluid and it's changing quickly. It's inexpensive and easy to use, so teachers do not need a great deal of training to change the pedagogy of their class. And with the flipped online learning or the asynchronous online learning, the students they are empowered to take control of their learning because they determine when they will take the class and the pace. So here's a sample list of videos to come. If you have any questions, please contact me at jwong@dawsoncollege.qc.ca. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have fun transforming your classes to online classes.